What's up, comic fans, and it's time to preview the comic books coming out August 20th. Alright, so we have spec books, we have spotlight books, we have FOC books. Those orders will be due in on Monday. And then we have the rest of the books coming out this week, and we're going to get into it right after this. Welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, let's go. Let's get into it, guys. We're going to start off with the spec books this week. First book in the queue, Absolute Batman number 11. We're getting the origin of Bane. He's criminally insane. Batman and Bruce Wayne are technically the same. All right, so we got Absolute Batman number 11, origin of Bane. Bane seems to be a big key component of the Absolute Batman series, at least this arc. So that's where we're at with this book. All right, let's move on to the next one on the list. We have the all new Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider number 1. Debut of a new Ghost Spider suit, and then the old suit, it looks like it's going to be a new character. Sounds like the new character's name is going to be Tantrum, and it's going to be symbiote-like. We'll see if it actually is a symbiote. But yeah, looks like Gwen's old suit is going to turn into something, and she's going to have a new suit. Double whammy for Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider number 1. Last book on the list, Escape number 1. This is one of those anthropomorphic books, but this one isn't cutesy or set in, I guess, some fantasy world. This is literally war. Alright, we have a pilot who crashes behind enemy lines and then has to make their way out of, enemy territory. Just seems like a really interesting premise, maybe something that could be a cartoon at some point or something to that effect. But yeah, we seem to have a pretty powerhouse creative team behind this too, Rick Remender and Daniel Kuna. So those guys are your spec books for the week. Now let's get into some spotlight books. First off, we have Event Horizon. This is a prequel to the 1990 cult classic movie Event Horizon. So if you're a fan of that, or you like cult classic-y stuff, or you like sci-fi mixed with hell, this might be for you. Just seems like a pretty interesting premise. It's out of IDW. Plenty of covers for this. Christian Ward is writing it, award-winning writer. It just looks like something interesting. They're bringing a cult classic back. All right, Black Cat number 1. Adam Hughes cover. That's pretty much it. Pretty cool. It's Black Cat number 1, and you have G. Willow Wilson writing this, so pretty good writer behind it. This could be a fun series. And then we have Superman Unlimited number 4. All right, and if you've been on the bandwagon for Mark Spears, well, here is another Mark Spears cover for you, and it's a Superman cover. All right, so those were the spotlight books. All right, guys, now we're going to get into the FOC books. First off the bat, and we're using State of Comics for these FOC books, we have Invincible Universe Battle Beast, and you get the origin of Prince Salakai. I don't know if that's how you say it. I'm still a little bit behind on Battle Beast. I'm actually only on issue number 2. Am I on issue number 2? No, issue number 3. I'm on issue number 3. But so far so good. People like it. Battle Beast is a very straightforward character. What you see is what you get, but it's just so over the top with everything that it's pretty cool. All right. Next up on the FOC list, we have Ultimate Spider-Man number 21. Looks like the Sinister Six might be fighting themselves in this one. Pretty dope cover. But also, will they unite against the Spider-Man? Who knows? But this has been a really good series. Ultimate Spider-Man number 21, guys, on this list. Next up, Batman number 162, Jim Lee cover. Pretty cool Jim Lee cover, if you ask me. What is sticking out of Batman's face? Is that a scalpel? Sheesh. This is part 5, right, of the Hush series, the Hush revival. Yeah, I'm gonna have Batman 160 covered, Jim Lee up top. I wonder if that looks like it's gonna be part of the cover. So that's pretty cool that they included that part. All right, guys. Now let's get into the rest of the books. We're using cover price this week. We've used them, I believe, for the last 2 weeks. So this is the 3rd week we're using them. And the comics or the publishers, as we go through this video, will be in terms of the most covers. So Marvel's had the most covers these last 3 weeks. Usually second is Dynamite, but we'll see who finishes or who ends up in second this week. But yeah, the more covers they have, the higher priority they get on cover prices list. That's how they list them out there. All right, we have Ghost Spider number 1. We talked about that. New suit, new villain, possibly. Check it out. Ton of covers. So Marvel is banking on this one to be big, at least with issue number 1. Amazing Spider-Man. There will be some of those J. Scott Campbell covers of Spider-Man in this one. We have the Black Cat, Adam Hughes doing the cover there. There is a J. Scott Campbell on the Black Cat as well. The 1 in 100s seem to have been skyrocketing. And this Ji Hung Lee, which is a 1 in 200, also seems to be gathering some attention. Ton of covers for Black Cat. This is one of those books that people do buy for the cover. Alright, we have the Civil War facsimile that's coming out this week. There's some Exceptional X-Men, some Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe out this week, as well as Fantastic Four number 1 second printings, both a cover A or second printing cover A, I guess you can call it, and a 1 in 25. I don't know. Imperial is coming out this week. There is a Nova J. Scott Campbell. Like I said, we have the Godzilla. There is a Marvel All-in-One Things versus the Marvel Universe. There is a second printing of the Marvel swimsuit issue. The New Avengers are out this week. There is a J. Scott Campbell for that. Psylocke this week also has a J. Scott Campbell cover. There's a Spider-Girl number 3. We're just jumping around now. We might miss some. Star Wars is on issue number 4. Ultimate Black Panther's out this week. There is a Venom, Black, White, and Blood. Gotta get me some of that Venom. Bada-ba, Venom. Wolverine is on issue number 12. And you best believe there's a J. Scott Campbell on that one as well. We're at Dynamite. Alright, and Dynamite has 92 issues this week. Or 92 covers this week. Alright, let's see. There is a Mark Spears Atlas edition of Captain Planet. I'm sure that's going to run you a pretty penny. There is some Darkwing Duck this week, issue number 5. A lot of covers there. That's what Dynamite does though, guys. They put out covers, so you should always be able to find, most times you could find a good cover if you want one. Alright, the Herculoids is on issue number 4. Looks like, what else do we have? Sonya Reborn, there's a couple of covers there. There's actually a Michael Turner cover. What else do we have? Space Ghost number 4. A couple covers for that. Or Space Quest. Excuse me, that's Space Ghost and Johnny Quest. The Terminators on issue number 10. A lot of covers for that. What else? Thundercats, Children Lost, that's on issue number 5. What else? There's a lot, guys. There's a lot. Vampirella Armageddon, issue number 2. Alright, and we're about to leave Dynamite, and head over to Image Comics. All right, what do we have out of Image Comics? Bloodletter is on issue number 3. What else? Department of Truth, issue number 33. Drawing Blood, that's on issue number 8. And Escape, which we talked about, that is on issue number 1. All right. Exquisite Corpses is on issue number 4. I believe cover C has the collector's card for this one. There's a secret foil. There's all sorts of secret stuff. What else? Oh, Falling in Love on the Path to Hell, issue number 9. I've really enjoyed that series, so go ahead and pick that up if you're really into indies with cowboys and samurai. G.I. Joe, issue number 10. That's out this week. I've been enjoying the Energon verse, and G.I. Joe is no exception. Ghost Pepper number 2 is out. Issue number 1 was interesting, so I'll probably grab that. Gunslinger number 46. Wow, that is... Gunslinger being 46 issues deep is insane. Hyde Street is still going. Hyde Street with the Sugar Scream cover. That's a 1 in 20. Seems to be pretty popular. Battle Beast issue number 4 comes out this week. And you can FOC issue number 5 if you're into that. What else? This Ends Tonight has a 1 in 500 convention sketch. Woo, that's got to cost a pretty penny. But issue number 2 is out this week. Probably going to pick that up because it's from different perspectives. So issue 1 was from one perspective and characters, and issue 2 is going to be from another character's perspective. So I want to see how they do that. Undiscovered Countries on issue number 32. Man, I'm like 20 issues behind on that one. The Walking Dead 119. If you want to see The Walking Dead in color, now's your chance. Witchblade, also out this week, issue number 13 with some David Mack covers. All right, we're off to DC. Absolute Batman number 11. We talked about that. Origin of Bane. There's going to be a decent amount of covers on that. Also, Absolute Flash is out this week with issue number 6. I've been reading all the Absolute books, and I'm enjoying all of them. I can't say there's one that I'd drop, but maybe the Flash would be the closest one if I had to choose one, which is kind of sad because I am enjoying it. Catwoman is on issue number 78. This is a pretty long run for Catwoman. We haven't had the same creator for all the issues, but they haven't had to reboot it, and that's cool. Detective Comics is on issue number 1100. That's a milestone. So, besides for that, though, we don't know what else is in this book. Frank Miller did a cover for this one. Makes sense. Alright, where else? We do have Justice League Red, issue number 1. The first appearance of this iteration of a Justice League team. So, Justice League Red, pretty new this week. There is Crypto number 3. New Gods is on issue number 9. What else? Nightwing's on 129. There's a Poison Ivy, issue number 35. Don't forget there's a Mark Spears on Superman Unlimited, number 4. I think that's cover B, the Mark Spears cover. So don't worry, it's not an incentive cover. You shouldn't have to pay extra for that. And Wonder Woman is on issue number 24. We're now at IDW with the Event Horizon Dark Descent. I think they really are hoping this book gets off the ground because there are a lot of covers for that. We have some Godzilla. There is the Godzilla 70th Anniversary Foil Classics, Godzilla in Hell. Then there's the Mothra book, Queen of the Monsters. Then we got some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mutant Nation. That's on issue number 9. And there's also the TMNT Journeys. That's on issue number 1. Alright. Boom! Here comes the boom! Ready or not, we're at Boom Studios. Grimm number 24 coming out this week. Alright. Also, VR Troopers gets a second printing with issue number 1, and issue number 2 is coming out this week. And a lot of covers for both those books. We're now off to Valiant. We have the Shadow Man, Tales of the Shadow Man on issue number 1. And that seems to be their only release this week. 7 covers for that. We got Vault, Post Malone's Big Rig, issue number 2. Couple issues of that. This should be parts 3 and 4 in issue number 2, because issue number 1 had parts 1 and 2. Alright, moving on to ONI Press. We have the EC stuff. There's EC Catacomb of Torment. 5 issues there. Titan, they do the Star Wars Insider magazine, so that'll be out this week. There's also Glow in the Dark, Conan the Barbarian number 23. We're off to Dark Horse. And what's Dark Horse have? They have the Critical Role Vox Machina Origins number 1. And then a couple of other books, including Resident Aliens number 1, The Book of Changes, and The Umbrella Academy, Plan B. That's on issue number 2. Expose, or Ex-Posse. I'm going to go with Expose. They have The Chamberlains, issue number 3. Alright, if you like werewolves and vampires and that stuff, I think that's what's in that book. I've only read issue 1. Mad Cave Studios, Eat Your Young, issue number 1. I've heard some hype about that book. We're off to Udon Entertainment, where they have Mega Man Zero number 1. I believe they're doing connecting covers on all these Mega Man Limitless books, or timelines. Sorry, not Limitless. And then there's some other covers there. What else? We have Uncivilized Comics. There you see The Jungle number 1, so that's another. AWA has Kill or Be Killed, issue number 1. Keen Spot Entertainment. What else? We have Ahoy Comics. Ahoy Hoy. They have the Toxie Team Up, right, with the Toxic Avenger. What else? Tomorrow Publishing. Amp Comics. We're getting really close to the end here. Archie, for you Archie fans. Archie Comic Digest, number 1. Looks like a Dan Parent cover there. Panini, with their Italian covers, or foreign books. That's Symbiote Spider-Man, number 1. Silver Sprocket, number 1. That's Witch Hazel, number 1. And that's it, guys. Those are the comic books coming out this week. Alright, comic fans, do what you do. I'm going to do what I do. If you like the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Go ahead and throw me a thumbs up. Comment down below. Do what you do. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to get ready for this week's books. Peace, deuces. We're out. Ka-chink.